Otter with the new World Otter and shell shock jock. Mr. Teutle is singing Teutle, but he's not singing on this show.
Welcome back to Shell Shock and Otter, the political show with unacceptable views, made possible by unacceptable viewers like you. I'm your favorite host, the new World Otter. And joining us in second chair, Shell Shock Jock, Mr. Teutle. Hey guys, it's Mr. Teutle in the great outdoors. This new format is decidedly big tech friendly. There will be no memes, no singing, and generally no fun at all. Oy vey. Have you been following the Gaza conflict recently? I'm not an anti-Semite, but the IDF is going about this all wrong. The operation in Gaza qualifies as genocide. Stop right there, Mr. Teutle. That word is beyond unacceptable. Everybody knows that the terrorists are using innocent civilians as human shields. Israel has the right to protect themselves however they see fit. Hamas must be fully eradicated in order to achieve chickpeas in the Middle East. Classic divide and conquer strategy. Two things can be true at the same time. Hamas are firmly in control of a quasi-Palestinian state, while the genocide is real. Chalking up these atrocities to self-defense is disingenuous and a wildly disproportionate response to the October 7th PSYOP. Speaking of PSYOP, did you watch the interview? Tucker is a Putin apologist. Putin has been interviewed by Western outlets countless times in the past. Somehow it's considered treason all of a sudden and unexpectedly. Wouldn't it be prudent to keep a line of communication open for negotiating peace and ending the needless slaughter? It's different since the war in Ukraine. After we set up our pro-West government there in 2014, with all the secret CIA bases and biolabs, we have no choice but to continue vilifying Russia as they are infringing on NATO-aligned sovereign territory. In the interview, Putin points out that he was swiftly rebuffed by the Clinton administration when he proposed joining NATO back in the 90s. I didn't watch the interview. Do I look like a right-wing extremist? Besides, I was busy that weekend receiving my annual satanic programming update via the Super Bowl. You mean Superb Owl? It's a reference to Moloch at Bohemian Grove. Well, I could cremation of care less. These propped-up sporting events serve as a welcome distraction from all the madness permeating the 24/7 news cycle. Well, at least Taylor Swift has given her sage advice on how to vote come November. Love that Swiftie girl. I would utterly lay waste to that beaver. Yeah, me too. Hashtag me too. Why is everyone so up in arms about the P. Diddy allegations? He couldn't stop reminding people that he's a bad boy for life. Yeah, for reals. He can't stop and he won't stop. When did pimp and hoes become uncool? I'm totally baffled. I heard Diddy had cameras set up in every room of his house like Epstein. Blackmail matters. Some of these human trafficking operations are too big to fail. They can't stop, and so they won't stop. Just look to the southern border. Whoa, you're trivializing the financial crisis of 2008. The poor banks were too big to fail. We had to save all the customers' funds by printing fresh new money from thin air. If the central bank doesn't charge interest on the monopoly money, what would stop big government from borrowing to oblivion? Taxpayers foot the bill no matter what with spending packages and downstream inflation from overprinting. If the power of coinage were returned to the government, then regular folks would hold them accountable with their vote. Creating money backed by nothing is one of the most profitable grifts in human history, right up there with human trafficking. You should count yourself lucky that we have a well-oiled democracy with the ruling class blackmailed by our elite overlords. We need honest leaders, transparency, and a process that's frankly too big to rig. I looked at the process and I thought, wow, that process is too big to rig.